Hi everybody, thanks for joining me. Wherever you are, if it's morning, afternoon, or evening, I hope all is well in your world. I just want to apologize briefly for the wind where I am. It kicks up a bit at times, but it's such a glorious day. I wanted to share that with you as well. So I hope you enjoy. What I wanted to talk about today was another lesson that I've learned just going through the process of creating an online business. Because if there's anything that I learned along the way that can help other folks, I want to share that. And I have learned how important it is, I've recently learned how important it is to really check your internet marketing campaigns, any ad campaigns you have going on. Check on what's going on in the background, and if numbers don't look right, there's a reason why. So recently in a previous video, I had an issue that I had to deal with, and I solved that issue by simply getting another company to help me. The company that was supposed to be doing A, B, and C was not, and there's always a solution. And my solution was simply to get another company to do what I needed them to do. I did, and all is well. But what I've learned is before you do that, you really need to look at your numbers. And by numbers, I mean you could be getting a huge number of likes, let's say, if you're running a like campaign on Facebook. But you're getting all of these likes, and you look further and you're getting people to go to your whatever page, whatever link you have them to look at. They're going to that link, but they're not purchasing anything, or they're not going to the next step following that. And that's very important to look at, because there's a reason why that's happening, especially if one part of your campaign is doing phenomenal and the other part is not, and you're scratching your head and wondering why. And recently that happened to me, and I went and really dug in and looked at the numbers, and then went to the actual site where people were brought to after clicking on my link, and I found that there was a problem with the link. So all these people my campaign was going very successfully, pardon me, and successfully in the end, in the area of people were clicking on it, going to where I wanted them to go, but then the next step, they weren't. So I, again, had to look at that. And the campaign was so successful in one area, it was just a sin to stop using it. But again, it wasn't creating what we wanted it to create. So it ended up being a simple problem with a link. If you're having a advertising campaign, and you want people, when they click on a certain link, to be brought to a certain page, and whatever you want them to do or expect them to do at that page, they're not doing it, you need to look at why. And just by checking, it's almost, if your television or if your computer is not working properly, well, look at the smallest things first. I believe it's Einstein that said the simplest solution is usually the right one. And I find that to be true so many times. What do they tell you to do with your computer? Make sure it's plugged in. Or make sure, if your computer is not, if you have a laptop and it's not turning on, make sure it was plugged in overnight and you have your battery charged. sometimes the simplest things are the cause. And this was a very, very simple issue that we solved. Now, had we not gone in and really looked at things and said, again, because it was doing so good in one area, but not in another, there had to be a reason why. So sometimes, again, the simplest solution is the right one. And regardless of the reason of why something is not giving you the results that you want it to, there is always a solution, whatever it may be. And then you try that, and you sit back and you wait and you see what results you get. And hopefully you get the results you want. But if you don't, there's another thing to try. And that's another point that is extremely important. Pardon me. There's always something else you can try. So I'd just like to leave you today with, if something is not giving you what you want, take a look at it and try to see why. And if you can't figure it out for yourself, there's always help out there. I am learning so much from some educational material that I'd like to share with you. So when you're done watching this video, there'll be a link right above it that you can click on that will lead you somewhere that I hope you find interesting. So when you are, or if you already are, advertising and doing any type of advertising campaign, look at it. Look at how it's doing. Look at the numbers. Learn what the numbers behind the scenes mean, and make sure that you have all your ducks in a row, and make sure your computer, so to speak, is plugged in and your battery is charged on your internet campaign. Sometimes it's the littlest thing that will make the biggest difference. And you may have, without doing that, without looking at something and getting behind the scenes, and also knowing what the numbers behind the scenes represent and mean, you may stop something that, if you would have looked a little further, didn't need to be stopped and would have brought you the outcome that you wished for. So if I could leave you with that today, that's what I'd like to. And again, I've learned so much from some educational material that I've purchased. I'd like to share that with you and have you take a look at it and let you make a decision for yourself if it's something that interests you. So wherever you are, again, I wish you all well in your world. I hope your day is like mine today, the sun shining and a blue sky behind me, surrounding me, and I will talk to you really soon. Take good care. Bye.